What's up, everyone? Five for Politics here, and I want to talk today about the tariff policy that's been enacted by the Trump regime and the flat-out lies they've told the American people about what tariffs actually are, who pays them, and if they increase the costs on the consumer. First off, we ought to define what a tariff is. A tariff is a tax imposed by a government on goods imported from another country. That's it. Nothing complicated, nothing exotic. It's simply a tax added to products as they enter the United States. So who pays these tariffs? Trump and his administration would have you believe that foreign governments pay these taxes. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Tariffs, in fact, do not get paid by foreign governments. They are paid by the American companies that import the goods, and those companies then pass the added costs on to American consumers through higher prices. In short, tariffs equal a tax on imports and higher costs for Americans. But wait a minute. Didn't Donald Trump himself say that tariffs are paid by other countries?
A tariff is a tax on a foreign country. That's the way it is, whether you like it or not. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's a tax on us. No. It's a tax on a foreign country. It's a tax on a country that's ripping us off and stealing our jobs.
Now here's the part that needs to be said plainly, confidently, and without hesitation. Donald Trump misled the American people about tariffs. Not once, and not twice, but over and over again. He insisted China was paying billions. He insisted tariffs were helping our economy. He insisted they were making America strong. But China didn't pay a dime. American importers paid the tariffs, and those costs were passed straight down to American consumers. Prices went up for millions of families. Farmers lost access to global markets and had to be rescued with billions in emergency subsidies. Where does that money come from? Taxpayers. Last year, China imported approximately 26.8 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans, which was over half of its total U.S. exports. China retaliated against Trump's tariffs by refusing to buy soybeans this year. In doing so, they collapsed the price and American agriculture suffered. And tariffs don't just hurt farmers. They crush all small business. When tariffs go up, inventory costs rise, replacement parts get more expensive, supplies become harder to afford, profit margins shrink, shipping costs balloon, and small-town entrepreneurs are the first to feel the squeeze. Let's take a moment to hear from a few of the small business owners whose livelihoods are being destroyed by these tariffs. Roll the clip.
We have $250,000 in inventory stuck in China right now. We can't ship it here. We don't have $400,000 to pay the tariffs that Trump wants on those right now. So we've had to freeze all shipments, all orders, all production. And sadly, we've had to let go of most of our people already this year. If these tariffs don't end tomorrow, we're out of business in months.
As American farmers struggled under the weight of Trump's tariffs, his administration made matters worse by undercutting them with a bailout for Argentina. Here, roll this clip.
It could fuel farm bankruptcies and foreclosures nationwide.
This is awful discouraging. You know, we do our very best to grow a good crop, to feed the world, and then we can't hardly give it away.
Many growers say they feel betrayed after the Trump administration gave Argentina a financial lifeline, a $20 billion loan. Argentina then immediately dropped their soy tariffs to China, undercutting U.S. farmers.
If we don't do something, we're not going to have no more family farms.
In Arkansas, hundreds of farmers packed into a church to plead for help from the government.
I'm in the worst shape right now that I've ever been in.
With prices for crops crashing, farmers are doing everything they can to stay viable, even selling off equipment. Joel's Tractors in Strawberry Point, Iowa, saw a 30% jump in farm machinery up for auction this year.
Because of these self-inflicted wounds, we the taxpayers now must bail out American farmers to the tune of $12 billion. Trump's trade policy was sold as tough, patriotic, and pro-worker, but in reality, it was none of those things. Tariffs didn't punish foreign governments, they punished American families. They raised prices at the cash register, destroyed jobs, and forced farmers to rely on bailouts just to survive. A policy that requires taxpayer-funded rescue checks to clean up its own damage is not strong policy. It's a failed policy. Real economic leadership doesn't shift costs onto working Americans while pretending someone else is paying the bill. If a trade policy leaves everyday Americans poorer, businesses squeezed, and farmers begging for relief, then it isn't America first. It's America last.